The $16 billion railway project was supposed to be a transformative step for transportation in the Northeast. Instead, it turned into a never-ending saga of setbacks, cancelled plans, and funding battles. Now, after what feels like forever, it's finally moving forward. But will this long-awaited breakthrough actually get finished? The history of the Gateway Project. For decades, transportation planners have envisaged the construction of a new tunnel beneath the Hudson River to alleviate congestion and enhance the reliability of Amtrak New Jersey transit commuters. For more than a century, the North River Tunnel, which was constructed in 1910, had been accommodating millions of passengers. Nevertheless, the passage of time and the occurrence of natural disasters had an impact. One of the most significant strikes was in 2012, when Hurricane Sandy inundated the tunnel with seawater, resulting in excessive damage. Frequent delays were caused by corroded wiring, crumbling concrete, and ongoing structural issues, which affected not only regional commuters, but also the entire rail network between Washington, D.C. and Boston. The tunnel continued to serve as the principal rail connection between New Jersey and Manhattan, transporting approximately 200,000 passengers each day. Despite its deteriorating state, the entire system could be brought to a halt by any minor disruption. The endeavor to construct a new conduit was not novel. The Access to the Region's Core (ARC) initiative was the initial manifestation of the concept. However, it was terminated by 2010 by then-Governor Chris Christie of New Jersey as a result of cost concerns and disagreements regarding funding responsibilities. Progress was impeded for years as politicians engaged in a debate regarding who should bear the cost. The Hudson Tunnel project was eventually funded in July 2024 when the Biden administration approved a $6.88 billion grant as part of a $12 billion federal commitment, the largest in modern U.S. rail history, to finance the long-awaited project. The federal government and local entities, such as the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, shared the financial burden. The Build America Bureau provided these local partners with $4.06 billion in railroad rehabilitation and improvement financing (RRIF) loans. Tunnel operations and maintenance were assigned to Amtrak. And speaking of support, if you enjoy deep dives into massive infrastructure projects, you might just want to stick around. Your engagement helps keep stories like this on track. The Gateway to the Gateway, as John Schwippenheiser III, Senior Vice President of NAE Consulting Group, aptly termed it, was dug by engineers and laborers in North Bergen, New Jersey by 2023, when construction had officially commenced. The commencement of one of the most significant infrastructure projects in the nation was marked by the excavation of a vast cavity beneath Tunnel Avenue. The Northeast Corridor's transportation issues were eventually resolved with the completion of the new tunnel by 2035 and the refurbishment of the existing tunnel expected to be completed by 2038. However, as is the case with any significant infrastructure undertaking, obstacles persisted. What challenges awaited? Additionally, how did they surmount the obstacles that had prevented the undertaking from progressing for an extended period? We should delve further into the complexities of this mega project's trajectory. The latest developments. Big news. Believe me, this is an opportunity you will not want to pass up. Frontier Kemper and Tudor Perini have been awarded $1.1 billion contracts for the Manhattan Tunnel project by the Gateway Development Commission, GDC. This represents a significant advancement in the endeavor to establish a new rail connection between Penn Station, New York, and Newark, New Jersey. It is thrilling to witness this project eventually gain momentum after experiencing numerous delays and setbacks over the years. How's it going? Starting from the Manhattan bulkhead in the Hudson River and extending to the Hudson Yards concrete casing, located just east of 12th Avenue, this new contract is focused on the excavation of 213 meters of twin tunnels, each with a diameter of 9.1 meters. While they may appear to be a simple statement, it is important to remember that we are discussing Manhattan. Utility lines, wastewater lines, and even remnants of the 1973 West Side Highway collapse are concealed beneath the surface. This implies that this is not merely a dig-and-go task. It necessitates precision planning and state-of-the-art engineering. What methods will they employ to accomplish this? To ensure that the project proceeds without incident, the construction team is implementing a protective digging barrier, a state-of-the-art method that enables the majority of the work to be conducted underground. This will mitigate disruptions on the bustling streets above and enhance the safety of both the city and its laborers. Is this a wise decision? Additionally, it's worth noting that the completion for this contract was intense. A panel of expertise from GDC, New York State, NJ Transit, the Port Authority, and Amtrak conducted a thorough evaluation of the bids submitted by numerous major players in the construction industry. Frontier Kemper and Turner Perini emerged as the winners. A significant victory for employees. This initiative encompasses employment opportunities in addition to enhanced train service. According to officials, this phase will generate approximately 15,800 employment opportunities. Thousands of individuals will be employed on what is being referred to as the most urgent infrastructure project in the country, which is a significant benefit to the local economy. This is merely one component of the riddle. The New Jersey Surface Alignment NJSA project, which entails the construction of 1.43 miles above ground viaduct and trackway alongside the Northeast Corridor, is one of the remaining contracts that remain to be awarded. And here is an intriguing development. The GCD is providing a stipend program to motivate contractors to submit their most innovative and exceptional ideas. If they are unsuccessful in obtaining the contract, they will still receive recompense for their proposal, which guarantees that most effective solutions are considered. A major milestone in the Hudson Tunnel project. Frontier Kemper and Turner Perini have secured a $1.18 billion contract for the Manhattan Tunnel project, awarded by the Gateway Development Commission (GDC). As part of the larger Gateway program, this project aims to strengthen rail connections between Penn Station and Newark, improving the reliability of the Northeast Corridor, the busiest passage rail line in the U.S. Construction is set to begin in the coming months, targeting completion by 2029 with an expected 15,800 jobs. It's a major win for the workforce. The project involves digging two parallel 9.1-meter tunnels stretching 213 meters from the Manhattan bulkhead in the Houston River to Houston Yards. But here is the tricky part. Engineers must navigate a maze of underground utilities, sewer lines, and even debris from the 1973 West Side Highway collapse. Tunneling through Manhattan is no simple task. Precision and innovative engineering are crucial to keep the city running smoothly above while carving a new lifeline below. The construction team will employ a state-of-the-art protective digging shield to address this issue, thereby minimizing disruptions on the surface and ensuring that the majority of work is conducted beneath. Is this a wise decision? Before the final selection was made, teams were evaluated by experts from GDC, NY State, NJ Transit, the Port Authority, and Amtrak during the highly competitive tendering process for this contract. To encourage bold ideas for the New Jersey Surface Alignment NJSA project, GDC introduced a stipend program ensuring even unsuccessful bidders get compensated. This 1.43-mile viaduct is a key piece of the puzzle. As Senator Schumer put it, the Manhattan Tunnel project's latest contract marks real progress. This project is finally moving. More breaking news. 3 teams have been selected by the Gateway Development Commission to construct the central section of the Houston Tunnel project, marking a major step forward in one of the most ambitious infrastructure projects in the region. The next phase will see massive tunnel boring machines carving out 2 parallel 7,250-foot tunnels from Hoboken, New Jersey to Manhattan, each with an interior diameter of 25 feet and 2 inches, reinforced with precast concrete segments and connected by 9 cross passages. Completing for the final contract are Gateway Tunnel Contractors and Halmar International LLC and FCC Construction Inc., Hudson Tunnel Constructors, Dragados USA Inc., Chivone Construction Co. LLC, and the Lane Construction Corp., and Trailer Waltz Skanska JV. While the final contractor will be chosen next year, officials are preparing to issue a request for proposal soon. Meanwhile, work has already begun on stabilizing the riverbed to ensure safe tunneling operations, underlying the groundwork for this engineering marvel to take shape beneath the Hudson. However, there is still more to come. The North River Tunnel, which has been in operation for more than a century, has sustained flood damage from Hurricane Sandy, is in dire need for restorations. Future contracts will encompass tunnel fit-out and the necessary rehabilitation. So what's the next step? The primary concern is whether or not the timeline will be maintained. The Manhattan Tunnel section is anticipated to be concluded by 2029, with construction commencing in the coming months. Nevertheless, it's a well-established fact that enormous undertakings such as this are never straightforward. Cost overruns, delays, and unexpected challenges are perpetually present. Will this project ultimately break the cycle of delays? Alternatively, will history replicate itself? Time will ultimately determine the outcome. So what's next? With contracts awarded and funding secured, the Hudson Tunnel project is finally gaining momentum. Will it transform rail travel in the Northeast? Comment your thoughts below, like, share, and check out our deep dive into the tunnel that saved Chicago. Stay tuned and subscribe for more.